Good morning, everybody. Hi, Susan and John. Glad to see you're here. How's everybody doing today? Welcome, welcome. Good morning. Give people a minute to come on. Say hello if you're here. I'm happy to see you. I'm happy to be here. Grateful for another day, another week, another chance to do this important supporting healing work that we all have this opportunity for. Hi, Marla. Welcome. Thanks for being here. Hi, Janet. Hello, my friend Alex. Hello, all my friends. Community is so important. Thank goodness for each other. Welcome, welcome, everybody. I hope I'm coming through clearly. I see something weird going on. Am I okay? Just somebody give me a thumbs up in the chat if you can still hear and see me. Okay, good. Thanks. Thank you. Welcome. I'm Annie Moyer. This is Sun and Moon Yoga's YouTube channel. It is Monday, January 10th, 2021. The year has not gotten off to the great start that we had hoped for. This has been a brutal week for so many of us. Really hard to watch what is unfolding. And my message this morning is that we cannot look away, as hard as it is to see what we see. The practice is intended to help us see with more and more clarity and to embody more and more strength and courage so that we can see clearly what we're seeing, so that we don't fall prey to the algorithmic distortions of social media, to the hyperbolic delusions of emotion-driven fear and chaotic disturbance that gets whipped up out of that fear. Stephen Cope, a wonderful yoga scholar, talks about the practice as being built upon two pillars of yoga. And those two pillars are clear seeing and calm abiding. And they go hand in hand. The more we can see clearly, the more practice we get at calmly abiding what we see. And those two things together create or lay down the groundwork for appropriate and skillful and measured and strong response. And that response, whatever is measured and appropriate and strong, is going to differ depending on the individual and their path in this world and in this lifetime. So not everybody is called upon to do the same things in response to what we're seeing, but everybody is called upon to do something. And that something can be as simple as reaching out to a friend, putting on a mask and going for a walk together, and to as complex as jumping in to the field of public service and getting organized and having a response that shows everyone from your family to your community to the country to the world that we won't stand for violence, that we won't stand for hate, that we won't stand for delusion, that we won't stand for distorted responses to situations that are untenable, and that we can determine what's untenable and create some structures around what we can do about it. So in an embodied practice, what does it mean to train ourselves to be able to not look away? Well, I feel that it incorporates a sort of a calling in of protection in an energetic way, and meeting the ground as it holds us in a physical way, and then doing slow and gentle fluid movements to remind ourselves over and over and over, we are here, we can see, we can respond, and we're in charge of those responses. So let's put that into some practice now. Please join me in a standing position on your mat. I've got some blocks here and a blanket to help build support. And to start with, just let's feel the feet on the ground, a rooting down and feeling the ground rising up to meet those roots at the soles of the feet. Bringing palms together at the heart. Take a breath in and out. And in again and out again. The most simple and basic cycle of being alive. Noticing and welcoming with ease the inhale, and releasing as we notice with ease the exhale. That might be all we can muster when we're seeing what we're seeing. And that might be enough in any given moment to see clearly and to abide calmly. And then once we affirm that experience, then we move gently forward from there. Let's take another breath and inhale, sweep the arms up. And exhale, take an easy fold, releasing down. Hang the head and release the jaw. Recognizing that we can't see now what's behind the head, what's in front of us, but we can feel the steady ground as a reminder that we can be held safely. Bend the knees and then raise the torso up partway. Brace your hands on your thighs and add some spinal movements, inhaling, arching the spine, exhaling, rounding. Do that a few times. Simple, fluid movement that's intentional, that's fed by breath, rooted into the ground. We can see clearly what we've chosen to do and what we are doing in that moment. And we can calmly abide what may come next. On the next exhale, fold back down. And then on the inhale, rise up, sweep the arms tall. Exhale, hands together. And let's do that again. Same thing. Easy patterning. Inhaling, exhaling, release back down. Lift up part way. Brace the hands on the thighs. Move the spine gently up and down. Arching one way, rounding the other way. You can pay attention to the way the shoulders respond to that movement. Maybe they naturally take some circular rotations around in the joints. And then on the exhale, fold back down. Let the spine release and fall away from the hips. And then root down, plant the feet, rise up tall. Inhale, reaching as high as you can. Exhale, hands to center. Once more, releasing down. Come back up part way. Do a few rounds of spinal undulations. Up and down and around through the shoulders. You can feel the steady pelvis that releases through the conduits of grounding energy that are the legs. And then cascade the spine down again. Exhale everything out. An easy release. And then for the next inhale, a soft welcome. Reach up tall. Hands together at the heart. Inhale again, a big sweep of the arms up, nice and tall and free. Exhale, fold down. And if you have some blocks or some furniture or a ledge handy, you can put your hands on that source of extra support. And here now, just step 1 foot back. So you get a nice long backward stride, bend the front knee and release the back knee down to the ground. And the heart is nice and high, open, spread wide. So some of that ability to see calmly can come from a sort of a conjuring this notion that you can see not only with your eyes, but with your heart. There's that famous quote from The Little Prince that what we see with our heart is the thing that matters most. And then turn into a twist toward the side of the front knee. Open up the arm, nice and tall. And then a soft, steady release on the exhale. Bring the arm back down. Tuck the back toes and straighten the back leg. Pop the back thigh up. Insist it upward toward the ceiling. It's ready for action. And then off the back foot, creating some leverage to take a step forward, feet together. Fold down for a moment and then inhale, roll the spine all the way back up, reach to the sky, hands to the heart. Once more, inhale, reach. Exhale, release, fold down. Brace the hands on something. This is not the time to shy away from support. This is the time to seek it widely and broadly. And then take the other foot and step it nice and far back behind you. Bend the front knee as the back knee releases to the ground. Open the heart nice and wide and tall, broad and long space. And so if we imagine that we're seeing from the heart, we can also pair that with a strong back that's helping us calmly abide, whatever it is that shows up in front of us. Take the twist to the other side. Reach your arm up. Feel the upper torso spinning from the base of the ribs. You can feel into the steadiness of the pelvis and hold it there. Recognize its heavy presence. Let it equally sink on both sides toward the ground. There's a tendency to let the side of the pelvis that belongs to the front leg float up. What can you do to let it meet gravity's direction and join that downward ground? And then release the hand. Put it back on the block or whatever you're using to support. Straighten your back leg. Pop the back thigh up, ready for action, to calmly abide whatever is the next step. And then bring the foot forward. Inhale, reach all the way up, nice and tall. Hands together at the heart. We'll take one standing pose here before we come back to the ground. So take a step back, nice and wide. Turn the feet so they're parallel to each other. Take the arms spread wide. And then shift the feet to one side. Keep the torso nice and tall. And bend one knee into warrior pose. Cast the gaze in the direction of one of the hands. And breathe. And notice how heavily can you allow the pelvis to sink, even on left side and right side, equal distance from the ground. Standing strongly so we can clearly see what's in front of us. And then release the arms for a moment, straighten the front knee, and pivot the feet strategically to the other side. Take the arms wide again, and drop the hips equal distance at an equal pace down to the ground as the new front knee bends. And turn the gaze and breathe the breath. And now from here, release by straightening the front leg, soften and drop the arms, turn the feet forward so they're parallel to each other, and bring your hands to your hips. Inhale, lift up the chest, lean back, and exhale, fold down through center. Hang the head, release the neck, let the jaw go. Take your hands behind your back and lace your fingers together. Squeeze the shoulder blades up onto the upper back and release the arms up. Take them as high as they'll go. And then release and relace your fingers so the awkward pinky is on the outside. Squeeze the shoulder blades again together on the back and unfurl the arms as they reach up high. And bend the elbows, release the arms down, bend your knees, and support yourself in whatever way you need to come down onto the ground and come to table pose. Put your hands on something, whether it's blocks or the seat of a chair or the ledge on a wall, whatever it is. We're going to take a supported downward facing dog. So the hands are lifted, holding on to something. Tuck the toes. Inhale. On the exhale, lift the knees and the hips and stretch the spine back. So we don't need to do it all alone. Find support, grab onto it, and then see what you see. And then bend both knees a lot and step your feet together and then turn so that the knees are pointing one way and the hips drop down the other way. Keep one hand on the block, lift the other one up and reach back. And deep breaths. And now from here, take this arm that's up above and release it down and scoop it underneath your other one until you can have your elbow on the ground. If the elbow doesn't easily go on the ground, grab some other kind of support so that you raise the ground so you can meet it. And then we're just gently twisting in the opposite direction. And then release from the twist, open up wide again. And then come back down. Put the hands shoulder width apart. We're going back into dog pose, going into it the way we came out of it. So get the toes tucked. Press into your hands, whatever they're leaning on. Lift up your hips. Swivel. Separate the feet again a little bit wider. Downward facing dog. And then bend the knees a lot, step the feet together, swivel to the other side so the knees point out sideways, and then the other hip comes down. Inhale, reach one arm up. And then release, and we'll come into the twist on the other side. So take the arm that was lifted, scoop it underneath the other one, grab whatever support is appropriate, and come into the twist. You might feel it especially on the outer hip of the one that you're leaning on. You might feel it in the waist or the shoulders. The point is not to feel it in any particular place. The point is to notice, to see clearly. So the more clearly we can see, the less we turn away from things, the more practiced we get and stronger we become in that skill of calm abiding. Coming out the way we came in. Reset your hands as wide or wider than your shoulders. Tuck your toes. Lift off the hips. Neutralize the spine. Stretch back into the supported downward facing dog. And then bring the knees back down and come to some form of child's pose. Knees can be together or wide apart. You can lay your hands or your head on something. You can put some support behind your hips or under your knees.
and release down and breathe.
Let's come up slowly and then swing the legs out in front of you. So you're sitting with your legs straight, and here a blanket may come in nice and handy to sit up and support the hips, help you lift the spine a little higher. Bend one knee, put that foot on the floor. Hug the knee with the opposite arm or hold it with the hand. Reach the other arm up, deep breath in. Exhale, twist toward the bent knee. Slow, steady inhale. Easy release of the exhale. We're coaching ourselves to not look away, but to see with clarity and to abide calmly, whatever it is we're seeing. And then the critical information arrives as to how we should respond. Inhale the back arm up, face forward. Again, release. Keep this same knee bent and heel toe the foot out wide, maybe to the edge of the mat. And then face your torso forward. Take the other arm up with a deep breath. Exhale, reach forward, lifting out of the waist, lifting out of the hips, lengthening the waist. And reach the hand down the straight leg. With the other arm, you can keep holding the knee, or you can put your arm inside the knee so the shoulder tucks in, and perhaps swivel your hand so it faces outside with the thumb down, and maybe wrap around the knee. A fun thing to do is to take the arm that's extended, reach it behind the back. You may find hands that meet, you may not. If they don't meet, you can rest the hands somewhere on the waist or on the lower back. Taking care not to force or wrench anything, especially protecting the lower back on the side of the bent knee. And then release, let that go, and straighten out the bent knee. And pause for a moment, sitting in symmetry, breathing in and out. And then bend the other knee. So now we'll turn toward that bent knee, hold on with the opposite hand, forearm or crook of the elbow, and lift the other arm up. Inhale, exhale, take the twist. A nice way to think about twists is that the belly is going one way as the heart is going the other way. And you can add this idea, this concept that the heart is turning to see something important that's evolving, while the belly is helping the lower body stand its ground and calmly abide and digest whatever is being seen. And then lift the back arm, face forward again, keep the knee bent, heel toe it out a little bit to the side to make way for the fold. Lift the other arm up, inhale. Exhale, reach forward, fold down. Take the other arm inside the bent leg. Perhaps the shoulder tucks into the inner knee. Perhaps it's elbow into the inner shin or calf. And then perhaps the arm wraps around. Take the other arm behind the back, wherever it lands. Being sure to lift up and out of the pelvis and keep the waist long, keep the lower back free and the sacrum stabilized between the two halves of the pelvis. And then release and come up. Straighten out the leg. Once again, sit in symmetry, feeling the tall spine growing ever taller and the grounded seat rooting even further, even more deeply. And then just take a simple fold over your two straight legs. Wherever the fold lands is where it's meant to be. Linger there with breath, with clear seeing, calm abiding, so that we don't feel like we have to turn away. What's unfolding in front of us is too important. We have to bear witness. And then rise up tall. Come to a simple cross-legged seat. Take a few easy breaths before transitioning into whatever's next for your day. And my deepest hope for all of us is that we can reach out and find hands to hold that support us as we bear witness to what's unfolding. Let's be here for each other. Let's see what we see clearly. Let's calmly abide so we can wisely respond with deep support, and for myself with deep gratitude for all of you being here. Wishing each one of us deep peace. Thank you, everybody. Thank you so much. Onward. Thanks for joining me. I hope you have a supported day and that you find ease. Take good care, everybody. Be well. Take care of yourselves. Take care of each other. Thank you, Judy. Thank you, Alex. Hey, Ray. Thank you so much. Take good care, Marla. Hi, Sandra. Thanks for being here. Thank you for all that you're doing. All right, everyone. See you soon.